You don't have to change your whole life today, but you can change the direction with just one honest conversation. In a world full of scrolling and noise, the most powerful moments are still found in real human connection.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to English Podcast Rise, the show where we dive deep into real topics, real conversations, and help you master English in the process. I'm your host, James. Today's topic is one that hits close to home, and I think it will for many of you too. We're starting with something fun and relatable, social media and celebrities, but then we're going to dig into the dangers of social media addiction. It's more serious than people realize, and I'll be sharing a personal story about my brother who struggled with it deeply. Joining me today is Catherine, a good friend of the show and someone who always brings thoughtful insights. Catherine, welcome back.
Hey James, always a pleasure to be here. And wow, today's topic sounds heavy, but super important. Social media is everywhere now. It shapes how we see ourselves and the world, and not always in a good way.
Exactly. Let's start light though. Catherine, be honest, how much time do you spend scrolling through social media?
Oh no, are we doing this? Okay, I'll admit it. Probably 2 hours a day. Minimum Instagram reels are my weakness. Sometimes I start watching one cooking video and suddenly it's midnight.
Right? You blink and 2 hours are gone. I've done the same with celebrity interviews on YouTube. I just keep clicking, and before I know it, I'm watching a clip of someone I don't even know talking about their skincare routine.
It's crazy. And don't get me wrong, I love seeing creative content and people expressing themselves. But the comparison trap is real. You start thinking, why isn't my life that glamorous? Why don't I look like that?
Yes, that false sense of perfection. Filters, curated posts, luxury lifestyles, it can mess with your head, especially if you're vulnerable. And that brings me to something personal. My younger brother, Tom, went through a really rough patch because of this. At first, it was just scrolling through fitness influencers, but it spiraled into something much darker.
I'm sorry to hear that. If you don't mind sharing, what exactly happened?
No, I want to share. I think it's important. So Tom was 17 when it started. He got obsessed with social media, especially Instagram and TikTok. He followed all these fitness models and lifestyle gurus, but instead of inspiring him, it made him feel inadequate. He started skipping meals, going to the gym obsessively, and isolating himself from friends and family.
That sounds really painful. How did you and your family notice that something was wrong?
At first, we thought he was just into fitness, but over time, he stopped talking to us. He was irritable, constantly on his phone, even during meals. His grades dropped. He barely slept. I remember walking into his room one night, lights off, just the glow of his phone screen lighting up his face, and he looked empty, like he wasn't there anymore. That's when it really hit me.
That's heartbreaking. Did he ever talk about how he felt?
Eventually, yes, but it took time. At one point, he admitted that every time he scrolled through his feed, he felt worse. He said, "Everyone looks successful. Everyone's beautiful. I feel like a loser." His self-esteem was completely shattered. He was addicted, not to the platform itself, but to the validation, the likes, the comments, the attention.
Wow, that's powerful. I think a lot of people feel that, even if they don't say it out loud. It's like a hidden epidemic.
Exactly. And it's so normalized now that people don't even realize they're addicted. The dopamine hit you get from notifications, it's literally designed to keep you hooked. Tom started going to therapy, thankfully. We also put some screen time boundaries in place and helped him rediscover real-life hobbies, hiking, journaling, even photography, but with a real camera, not a phone.
That's beautiful. It's amazing what real-world connection and creativity can do. How is he doing now?
Much better. He's 21 now in college studying psychology. He actually wants to help others dealing with digital addiction. The irony, right?
Full circle, that's inspiring. You know, I think one of the most dangerous things is how subtle it is. Like nobody wakes up and says, today I'll become addicted to Instagram. It creeps in.
Yeah, exactly. That's why awareness is key. Just asking yourself, why am I scrolling right now? Or how do I feel after I use this app can be eye opening.
That's a great tip. For anyone listening, I'd say take breaks. Try a digital detox for a weekend. Go outside. Talk to someone in person. Real connection beats online approval any day.
Absolutely. And you know what's interesting? After Tom took that first break, just 2 days without social media, he said it felt like he could finally breathe again. He realized how much noise he had been absorbing without noticing.
That makes total sense. I've heard people say they feel less anxious, even sleep better once they unplug for a bit. It's like your mind gets a chance to reset.
Exactly. And it's not just about mental health, it affects your productivity too. I remember Tom telling me he couldn't concentrate for more than 10 minutes when he was constantly switching between apps, notifications, and videos. His brain was overstimulated.
That's scary, but also very relatable. I think many of us have experienced that feeling of mental fog. And the worst part is, it becomes normal. You forget what real focus even feels like.
Right. And it took him months to rebuild that ability, to read a full book, to sit through a class without reaching for his phone every 5 minutes. It was like he had to retrain his brain.
That really highlights how deep the impact can be. It's not just bad habits. It can rewire your entire attention system.
Totally. And let's be real, social media isn't going anywhere, but we need to learn to use it mindfully instead of letting it use us.
Beautifully said, it's all about balance. Maybe post that photo, check in with friends, but don't let your self-worth be defined by likes or comments.
Yes, you're not your follower count. You're not your filtered image. You are so much more than a curated online profile. And for any of our listeners who are struggling, please know that it's okay to reach out. Talk to a friend, a therapist, even message a support group. You don't have to go through it alone.
That's what learning a language is all about. Connecting with people, understanding human experiences, and growing through conversation.
Couldn't have said it better. All right, before we sign off, here are a few more useful expressions from today's episode, mental fog. When your thinking feels unclear or sluggish, rewire your brain. Change the way your brain works through repeated habits. Overstimulated. When your senses or mind are overwhelmed mindfully, doing something with intention and awareness. Curated, carefully selected or organized, especially in social media content.
Great list. Thank you, James.
So, if you found value in this episode, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share it with a friend. Let's spread awareness and better English together. Thanks again for being with us. And remember, your life is happening offline too. Don't miss it.